Hello, Sooner Nation. Welcome back to the Sooner Surge. Appreciate everyone who's been watching the content here recently. Here for another senior spotlight video, this time highlighting the amazing career and accomplishments at the University of Oklahoma by Tiare Jennings. Before we get started, though, check out the fan stop at fanstop.com. You won't be disappointed. Check out their national championship officially licensed shirts there in gray and red. The links are in the description. Again, that's fanstop.com. Guys, Tiare Jennings, we can try to think of adjectives to describe her career at Oklahoma. Whatever we say would not really do it as much service as it should. What a career at the University of Oklahoma, a lifetime above 400 career batting average and above 800 career slugging percentage, which is just unheard of at any level of sport, especially softball. So Tiare Jennings, what a career, guys.
Yeah, I think when you think of Tiare Jennings and you think of, everybody talks about maybe the Rushmore of Oklahoma softball, I think she's on that. I think she's that good. The word that comes to my mind is consistent. I think she was a very consistent player in her 4 years at Oklahoma. Very seldomly would you sit there and think Tiare's in a slump, or it just seemed like she was always pretty consistent. I mean, you look at it, 3 out of her 4 years, over 25 home runs. That's crazy. I mean, 3 out of the 4 years, over 25 home runs. So, and somebody that was elite defensively and elite offensively. You needed to run batted in, RBI wise, she was it. You need somebody to get on base, she was it. So I just think overall player, there's not many in Oklahoma softball history to do as good as Tiare Jennings.
Yeah, Jay, you said it. Mount Rushmore, absolutely. Tiare Jennings is a lock of as one of the four greatest Oklahoma softball players of all time. Finished her career with a 412 batting average, which is third all time, 98 career home runs, and only two shy of the 100 mark. Second all time behind Jocelyn Allo. You mentioned it. Really no slumps. I mean, the only slump that comes to mind is the one this season in the Bedlam series at one point where she was like 3 of her last 26. Other than that, I mean, a legitimate 400 hitter and defensively one of the best defensive middle infielders in college softball year in and year out.
Yeah, and that's the thing, Hunter. Middle infield is what you just said, but most of her career was played at second base, and then to be able to step in after one of the greats of all time at shortstop and Grace Lyons and do it and be able to do it so well this year. I mean, there weren't games where people were talking about, wow, that was a bad decision to move Tiare Jennings over to shortstop. She did it so well, following in great footsteps. That's another thing. And then the leadership of Tiare Jennings. It's a different leadership style. She goes about it differently, but has the same results. Phenomenal leader on the field, off the field. And just like Kenzie Hansen, her playing career is over at the University of Oklahoma, but her time at the university is not over, as she will also be stepping into graduate assistant role.
Yeah, and she, through her career, she was one of those players at Oklahoma that hit it all over the yard. I mean, left field, right field, center field. And the thing I'll remember about Tiare is her home runs. I don't really consider her like you think about somebody that's a home run hitter that's going to just hit bombs and moonshots. Hers were different. They were line drive home runs most of the time. I mean, she just would belt it out of the over the fence just as like a line drive. Just unbelievable hitter. Just blasting the ball. You look at it. Jocelyn Allo a little bit different. When Allo hit home runs, they were I would say they were moonshots more than a lot of times, right? And Tiare was just stroking the ball. I mean, unbelievable hitter. Like you mentioned, Jerem, defensively. I do think her moving to shortstop was, I mean, obviously it was huge for Oklahoma, but for her, she was always comfortable at second, But for her to do that her senior year and play as well as she did at shortstop, I think just speaks to her athleticism. Great range at second base, as she always did, and you could see it at shortstop. And then on the field, always somebody, in my opinion, that never looked like frustrated. I mean, it was there was maybe one or two times where you could tell she was frustrated at the plate after hitting a pop up or something, but it didn't show very often. I mean, usually the joy on her face for playing the game was pretty obvious, and she just always seemed to have that about her.
Yeah, even in times where, I mean, the whole team was struggling defensively against Louisiana, she had a few errors for herself, many other errors committed by the team. She was kind of initiating uh, mound visits to kind of go over it, talk it through as a defense, uh, to kind of get that behind you. And there's a reason why she was one of the two captains on this 2014 that won 4 straight national championships. Onto the RBIs, I mean, one of the best to ever do it. She finished 9 shy of Jocelyn Allo's RBI record, actually averaged more RBIs per game than Jocelyn Allo did at 1.26 RBIs per game. You remember her freshman year. I mean, 462 batting average, 25 home runs, 25 doubles, sorry, and 27 home runs. Just extra base hits galore. I mean, a career slugging percentage of 885. Her freshman year, it was a perfect 1,000. I mean, that's just unbelievable slugging numbers over a 4-year career.
Yeah, and you mentioned how many she was shy there. When people talk about Women's College World Series best players in the history, her name's going to be on there until someone knocks her off, because her performance in the Women's College World Series Championship Series was phenomenal in her career. And then you mentioned her being chosen as a captain. And this to me is a testament and the importance of Tiare Jennings on this team throughout her career. She never was too high, never was too low. And I think that's one of the reasons she was probably chosen on this team is the way she carried herself. You know, you couldn't tell if she was in a slump, if she was in a slump, or if she had just hit 3 home runs, because that's just who she was. Great leader, great ball player at the University of Oklahoma. Amazing Sooner, Tiare Jennings.
Yeah.
Kudos
And
to Tiare. Go ahead, Hunter.
yeah, you mentioned the record book. I mean, you look at it. WCWS career record holder for RBIs. RBIs and 15 RBIs and 5 home runs in a single College World Series. That's just unbelievable. Probably something that will never be broken again. It goes on. Most total bases in a final game. That was against Texas in 2022. And then the NCAA freshman RBI record. Just an unbelievable career for Tiare Jennings. That something that will probably never be done again.
Yeah, amazing career by Tiare Jennings. What a career! Thanks for watching the content here. Check out right there. You can see on the screen. Also, the links are in our description for the National Championship official license shirts from the Fan Stop. Great career, Tiare Jennings. Till next time, Boomer.